Okay, good afternoon, members. Councillor Allen, we can start the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Jane. Welcome everyone to today's Planning Committee meeting where we are all attending remotely. I'm Councillor Alan Hunter, Chair of the Planning Committee, and can confirm a sound check has been done. In addition to committee members, we also have officers joining us to assist with our discussions. For those viewing the live stream recording, committee members are identified with an asterisk next to their name. Can I remind members that the meeting is being recorded and live streams and will be available for viewing after the meeting. Should the live streaming fail, the meeting will continue and a recording will be available through the Council's website following the conclusion of the meeting. Can I also remind members that translation facilities are available and to choose your language of choice. If you wish to speak, please use the raised hand function. You can also use the chat facility, but please note I may not be able to monitor the chat facility during the meeting. All microphones will be muted. If you have indicated your intention to speak, I will invite you to turn your microphone on. If you leave your device for any reason, can you please ensure you are muted and that you turn your video off? Thank you. Moving on to the agenda, item 1. Jane, any apologies for absence?
2 apologies from Councillor Tristan Lewis and Councillor Dave Roberts.
Okay, thank you. Item 2, Declaration of Interest, Code of Local Government Conduct. Members are reminded that they must declare the existence and nature of their declared personal interests. I can't see any raised hands, so I will move on to item 3, which is urgent matters. I'm not aware of any.
No urgent matters.
Okay, thank you, Jane. Item 4 is the minutes to approve and sign as a correct record the minutes of the previous meeting, which was in your files, pages 6 to 17. I won't go through them, but if anyone does have anything, please raise their hand. If not, can I have a proposer?
Hapus I gynnig, Mr. Cadeirydd.
Thank you. A seconder, please. I can see Councillor Dave Rees's hand up. So, members, this is a show of hands for the minutes, please.
Thank you, members.
Thank you very much. Okay, item 5, to consider the following reports. Code reference 049143 is a wooden structure for children to play and learn at Ysgol Bron Cymru. Hope I said that right. Turnpike to Nant Mawr, Llangenu, Abergele, LL228PP, and that was in your pages 18 to 22. Councillor Austin, can I just bring in the officer first before I bring in the members? And bring in the officer.
Thank you, Chair. There's nothing to report.
Okay, thanks, Kerry. Councillor Austin, please, and then Councillor Sue. You're on mute, Councillor Austin. There we are.
Diolch yn fawr, Mr. Cadeirydd. Diolch yn fawr, Mr. Cadeirydd. Ga i ymddiheuro i ddechrau cychwyn bod fi'n gorfod gadael y camera i ffwrdd, ond mae'r cysylltiad heddiw yn pur wael yn Nyffryn Conwy. Dwi'n cynnig bod ni'n mynd gyda'r argymhelliad y swyddogion ar y cais yma. Mae o'n strwythur sydd yn mynd i fod yn ddefnyddiol iawn i'r ysgol, ac fel dwi'n dallt, mi fydd yna sawl ysgol arall yn rhoi ceisiadau i fewn am strwythur o'r fath. Felly dwi'n hapus i fynd efo'r argymhelliad.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Austin. Councillor Sue Lloyd-Williams.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Mr. Cadeirydd. Hapus iawn i gefnogi'r argymhelliad gan y cynghorydd Austin. Diolch.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Sue. Councillor Ivo Lloyd.
Ie, ni eisiau gefnogio hefyd. Cwestiwn sgennau, sbio ar y cyfeiriad, mae hwnna rhyw 4 milltir o Tyrpeg i Nant Mawr, dwi'n siŵr os yw'r cyfeiriad yn iawn.
Y cyfeiriad ydy'r cyfeiriad sydd wedi cael ei gofnodi ar ein system cyfeiriadau ni, felly...
Technology,
Kerry's not coming through very clear. Is that because the translation's on?
Dyna di'r cyfeiriad. Mae'r ysgol wedi cael ei gofrestru yn ôl yn system cyfeiriadau ni.
Okay, diolch.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Pauline Heat-Williams.
Apologies for my lateness, Chair. I struggled to get on the meeting. I had to get someone to help me on the meeting. But what item is this? Because I've got a declaration of interest for Ysgol Bro Cynllunio.
That's the one.
Is it? It's just not a prejudicial interest. It's just both my children attended their junior school.
Attended or attend?
Attended.
Not a problem, I wouldn't think.
That's not
No.
that's not a personal interest either. So you're okay, Councillor.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Councillor Sue, do you wanted to come back in?
Just yn sydyn, diolch yn fawr. Ie, ynglyn â'r cwestiwn ofynnwyd gan y cynghorydd Ifor, gan mae cais gan y cylch meithrin ydy hwn. Mae'n siŵr mai dyna sydd yn gyfeiriad ar gyfer yr sawl sydd wedi rhoi y cais i mewn, os ni feddwl ar ran yr ysgol ac ar ran y cylch meithrin Ifor sydd yn byw yn Turnpike, os ni feddwl.
Okay.
Diolch.
Thank you, Councillor Sue. Okay, members, I can't see any more hands up, so we'll ask Jane to do the roll call, and you can say for, against, or abstain. And the proposal is that we go with the officer's recommendation to grant the conditional planning permission.
Okay, thank you, members. Councillor Philip Capper.
For.
Councillor Chris Cater.
Obliged.
Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
For.
Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe.
Obliged.
Councillor Alan Hunter.
In favour?
Councillor David Johnson.
For.
Councillor Peter Lewis.
For.
Councillor Sue Lloyd-Williams.
O blaid.
Councillor Yvonne Lloyd.
Blaid.
Councillor Dave Rees.
For.
Councillor Austin Roberts.
O blaid.
Councillor Nigel Smith.
O blaid.
Councillor Ken Stevens.
For.
Councillor Trevor Stott.
O blaid.
Okay, thank you, members. That was unanimous.
Thank you, members. Moving on to the next application is code reference 049215, is to install a 5-metre octagon-shaped wooden gazebo to be used by the school and as a meeting point for the community at Ysgol Cerrig-y-Drudion in Ford Brennig, Cerrig-y-Drudion, and that was in your pack pages 23 to 27. Again, I'll bring the officer in at this point.
Thank you, Chair. Again, there is nothing to report on the addendum.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Austin.
Diolch yn fawr, Mr Cadeirydd. Unwaith eto, hoffwn ni gynnig bod ni'n mynd gyda argymhelliad y swyddogion ar y cais yma. Unwaith eto, mae o yn mynd i fod o fydd i blant ysgol Cerrig-y-Drudion. Ac o fydd efallai i'r cynghorydd Peter Lewis.
Thank you, Austin. Excellent proposal. Councillor Dave Rees, please.
Thanks, Chair. I'd just like to support Councillor Austin's recommendation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Dave. Councillor Peter Lewis.
Well, first of all, I'd really appreciate Councillor Austin's keenness for my well-being, but I can assure you that this will be a well-used asset, and thankfully the funding is there for it too. So I'm sure it'd be a great asset. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Peter. Okay, I see no more hands up. So Jane, can we do a roll call on this one? And the proposal is that we accept the officer's recommendation to grant permission, conditional planning permission, proposed by Austin and seconded by Councillor Dave Rees. Jane, over
Thank
to
you, members. Please indicate if you're for, against, or abstaining. Councillor Philip Capper.
Obliged.
Councillor Chris Cater.
Obliged.
Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
For.
Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe.
Obliged.
Councillor Alan Hunter.
For.
Councillor David Johnson.
For.
Councillor Peter Lewis.
For.
Councillor Sue Lloyd-Williams.
O blaid.
Councillor Yvonne Lloyd.
Blaid.
Councillor Dave Rees.
For.
Councillor Austin Roberts.
O blaid.
Councillor Nigel Smith.
O blaid.
Councillor Ken Stevens.
For.
And Councillor Trevor Stott.
Blaid.
Okay, thank you, members. That was unanimous.
Okay, thank you, members. Okay, next on the list today is 049275, is to carry out remodelling and refurbishment works, renewal of UPVC windows, doors and curtain walling, install 2 automatic doors, to replace existing ramp and alter handrails to existing ramp, renewal and alteration of existing timber fencing and install new fence to overspill car parking area, install additional timber gates to fenced areas, to install an external insulation render dry pebble dash system to the main building, the forming of an additional 6-space car parking area to the rear of the property, to demolish a concrete sectional double garage building and replace with a new double concrete sectional double garage building, removal of asbestos containing materials, internal minor alterations, replacement of heating system to ground floor and new intruder and fire alarm system, the removal of a window to the front elevation and rear elevation, and install automatic doors. Form a small patio area outside to the rear of the property of Errol Place, Llandudno, and that's on your pages 28 to 36. I'll bring in the planning officer, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Dave Watson here. There are further consultation responses, but none of them have raised any further objection. That's from ERF, from Welsh Water and from Highways. There's no public representations have been received, and the recommendation is amended to be minded to grant conditional planning permission. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe, please.
Can I propose the planning application, please?
Okay, thank you, Councillor Andrew. Councillor Chris Cater.
Yeah, I'm happy to support and second Councillor Andrew on this. I don't know if any of you have been there, but the Family Services Centre there is a really very useful outfit, and it's right in the centre of the local community. I'm pleased that there are no neighbourhood objections. There are a lot of houses around there, particularly the ones that back onto the site from Dennis Place. But it certainly will improve the accommodation for the council, social care and education services. It does need upgrading. I mean, it is obvious, and it's very welcome that the patio area at the back will be improved as well. And of course, we're actually getting additional parking spaces, which is a bonus. So access ramp, insulation, yeah, it's all necessary. So I'm happy to support this application.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Chris. Okay, I see no other hands up. So we have a proposal that we accept the officer's recommendation, which is minded to grant conditional planning permission, proposed by Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe and seconded by Councillor Chris Cater. Jane, roll call again, please.
Thank you, members. Please indicate if you're for, against or abstaining. Councillor Philip Capper.
For.
Councillor Chris Cater.
Obliged.
Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
For.
Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe.
Obliged.
Councillor Alan Hunter.
For.
Councillor David Johnson.
For.
Councillor Peter Lewis.
For.
Councillor Susan Lloyd-Williams.
Obliged.
Councillor Yvonne Lloyd.
Obliged.
Councillor Dave Rees.
For.
Councillor Austin Roberts.
Obliged.
Councillor Nigel Smith.
Obliged.
Councillor Ken Stevens.
For.
And Councillor Trevor Stott.
Obliged.
Okay, thank you, members. That was unanimous.
Okay, thank you. The next item is 049326, which is 4 plinth mounted 55-inch ultra slim outdoor NIT QLED and FHD display screens, pavement in front of the Co-op Old Colwyn, Colwyn Bay Conwy, and the Bayview Centre entrance, Colwyn Bay Conwy underpass, Colwyn Bay, and Ross-on-Sea Promenade, Ross-on-Sea, Colwyn Bay Conwy. That's in your pack pages 37 to 44, and I'll bring the officer in now.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry,
Kerry.
So, thank you, Chair. There is just one matter to report on the addendum, and that is there's been a response from the Highway Authority. They have asked the direction of the sign in Old Colwyn outside the Co-op in Kevin Road in Old Colwyn to be repositioned so that it doesn't face onto the highway where it could face a distraction to motorists. They've also requested the condition that the digital display on all 4 screens shall change no more frequently than every 10 seconds, and the rate of change should be instantaneous to avoid distraction. So we are requesting authority to deal with the application. We are awaiting amended plans, and we are requesting authority to determine the application on the basis of the amended plans. That's all I have to report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kerry. Councillor Ken Stevens.
Thanks, Chair. That's just been answered. My concern was the distraction to traffic, basically, and what the item 15, what the highway is going to say about it. That's all, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Ken. Councillor Eva Lloyd?
Iawn, yn sgil yr newidiadau yma, dwi'n hapus i gynnig yr argymelliad.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Evo. Do we have a seconder? Yeah, Councillor Dave Rees seconding.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Dave. Okay, I see no other hands up, so we have a proposal from Councillor Eva Lloyd, seconded by Councillor Dave Rees, that we go with the officer's recommendation as outlined by the officer Kerry Thomas. It's minded to grant conditional advertising consent subject to consideration of the outstanding consultation responses. Jane, if you can do the roll call again, please.
Thank you, members. Please indicate if you're for, against or abstaining. Councillor Philip Capper.
Obliged.
Councillor Chris Cater.
Obliged.
Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
For.
Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe.
Obliged.
Councillor Alan Hunter.
For.
Councillor David Johnson.
For.
Councillor Peter Lewis.
For.
Councillor Sue Lloyd-Williams.
Obliged.
Councillor Yvonne Lloyd.
Obliged.
Councillor Dave Rees.
For.
Councillor Austin Roberts.
Obliged.
Councillor Nigel Smith. Councillor Nigel Smith. Okay, I'll move on. Councillor Ken Stevens. And Councillor Trevor Stott.
Obliged.
Okay, Councillor Nigel Smith, are you back with us?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, I do apologise. Obliged.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, members. That was unanimous.
Okay, thank you, members. And the last one on today's list is a TPO from Conwy County Borough Council, which is 214, confirmation of provisional tree preservation order 214 at Kinmel Hall, Kinmel, Abergele, Conwy. And details are on your packs, pages 45 to 48. We'll bring in the planning officer, which I believe is Kerry this time, Kerry Thomas.
Yes, thank you, Chair. We do have Matt Bardsley as the tree officer here. If there's any questions in relation to the tree preservation order itself. The only thing I've got to report on the addendum is that the application for the siting of the pods has now been registered. It's undergoing consultation. I'm not really free to comment on it at the moment, but it's just to note for information purposes, really.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Councillor Nigel Smith.
Just like to move the officer's recommendation. I think it's high time that we got on board with protecting as many trees as possible. We've got the Welsh Government who are supporting tree planting, and I think that these existing woodlands need to be protected. So I'm more than happy to propose.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Nigel. Councillor Ken Stevens, please. You're on mute, Ken.
Sorry. Second, yeah, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Councillor Ivo Lloyd.
Diolch, Cadar. Ie, hapus i gefnogi hwn, mae'n lliniaru yr datblygiad yma. Diolch.
Thank you, Councillor Ivo. Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
Thank you, Chair. I was going to second it, but someone else has already seconded it. As it's in my ward, I'm very happy that the tree is going to be preserved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See no other hands up, so we have a proposal, Councillor Nigel Smith, and seconded by Councillor Ken Stevens, that we accept the proposal, the recommendation that provisional tree preservation order CCBC 214 is confirmed without amendment. Jane, if you can do the roll call again, please.
Okay, thank you, members. Please indicate if you're for, against or abstaining. Councillor Philip Capper.
For.
Councillor Chris Cater.
Obliged.
Councillor Pauline Heap-Williams.
For.
Councillor Andrew Hinchcliffe.
Obliged.
Councillor Alan Hunter.
In favour.
Councillor David Johnson.
For.
Councillor Peter Lewis.
For.
Councillor Sue Lloyd-Williams.
Obliged.
Councillor Yvonne Lloyd.
Obliged.
Councillor Dave Rees.
For.
Councillor Austin Roberts.
Obliged.
Councillor Nigel Smith.
Obliged.
Councillor Ken Stevens.
Blaid.
Councillor Trevor Stott.
Blaid.
Okay, thank you, members. That was unanimous.
Okay, thank you, Jane. And thank you, members. That brings our meeting to a close. I'd like to thank everybody for their attendance, and I wish you all a good rest of the afternoon and look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members.
Thank you.
Diolch yn fawr, Alan. Hwyl fawr.
Ta-ra.